This is part 2 of our study called Did God Actually Say? We're looking at Genesis 3, 1 through 7. And in this part of our study, we're going to look at the first part of a section called Sin is Rebellion. So we have this perfect world with everything in harmony, and you have two perfect people with a perfect relationship with each other, and a perfect relationship with God. Then, from stage left, comes the Tempter of Sin. Let's start by talking about the identity of this tempter. When you read verse 1, we simply get a description of the serpent. It was more crafty than any other beast of the field. Jesus told his disciples when they went out to preach and heal to be wise as serpents. So this is not an unusual idea that serpents are crafty. It's been throughout history that the idea that serpents were crafty and intelligent has been there for a long time. But is there something else going on here? Is this just a sneaky talking serpent? Or is there more behind the scenes? Remember that this is a historical event, not a myth story. Okay, this is not Narnia with a bunch of talking animals. The fact that the serpent is talking, it's unusual. Some people suggest that because the account does not say that Eve thought the serpent was talking, that the serpent was talking was out of place, that she was not shocked, that perhaps maybe all the other animals talk too. That would be cool, but it's a logical fallacy. It's an argument from silence. There's only one other place where an animal speaks with a human, and you can find that in Balaam's donkey. Okay, God caused the donkey to talk, but what is also weird in that story is Balaam just talks to the donkey as well. There's no indication in the story that Balaam is shocked by the fact that the donkey is talking. Should we assume that all donkeys were talking at this time, or a lot of other animals were talking at this time? No, Balaam's donkey and the serpent here talking were unusual events. This is not happening all the time. And especially with Balaam's donkey, that's kind of wacky. So why was the serpent able to talk? If the donkey spoke because God caused it, then why is the serpent talking here? Well, I think Revelation 12:9 sheds some light on this. That says, "And the great dragon was thrown down, the ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world." The serpent is the devil, Satan, deceiver of the whole world. Now, whether Satan just appeared in the form of a serpent or he possessed the creature and spoke through it is up for debate. I prefer the latter. But it's clear that he is the one that is here in the garden. He is the one that is about to bring the first temptation. Before we move on to look at the temptation itself, let me point out one more thing. The first sentence ends with the phrase, that the Lord God had made. Just in case we forgot, what we just read, that God only existed before all things, and then he spoke and made all things, Moses reminds us that even the serpent was made by God. We talk about the power of the devil and his works. He is a mighty adversary. Even Jude reminds us that the archangel Michael did not dare to pronounce a blasphemous judgment against the devil. However, Satan is but a creature, and like all creatures must act within the sovereign plan of God. God might give him the freedom to deceive and destroy, but he is on a leash and can only do what God allows him to do. And so that leads us to our next section called the temptation to sin.